First Peter 5 says the devil is seeking who he may devour. Join Don Allen as he looks to make you undevourable.
Hey, thank you for giving me 7 minutes of your day to help make you undevourable. I'm your host, Don Allen. We have been talking about the healing power of God. God said this to me, that there is a team that is so powerful that there's not one single sickness, one single disease or infirmity or pain that has ever been able to overcome and defeat this team. And that's the team of your faith and his healing power. When those two things come together, sicknesses and diseases are destroyed. But he also began to bring to my attention how it was that, we've not spent a whole lot of time on the team member of healing power. How it is that we've spent most of our time learning about the team member of faith. How faith comes, what faith is, what faith isn't, what to do with your faith. And yet most people do not know and understand healing power. And because of that lack of understanding, people are not recognizing healing power, how healing power is made available, what to do with it once it's been made available. And in the end, people can't get their faith into contact with the power. See, most of us, because we don't understand healing power, then when not healed, we immediately go blame God. Or if we know better than to do that, we begin to blame ourselves in the area of lacking faith or not having enough faith. So we begin to pick ourselves apart, or we begin to blame God, and we make up a bunch of doctrines that have been created to cover up man's failures and a lack of understanding. Friend, let me say right now, it is not God's fault, and it's never going to be God's fault. So, that leaves us with, again, because of a lack of an understanding in the area of healing power, you may be thinking it's a faith issue. Can I say this? Probably not. Jesus addressed this with his disciples in Luke 17, 5 and 6. And the apostles said unto the Lord, increase our faith. And the Lord said, if you had faith as the grain of a mustard seed, you might say unto this sycamine tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it should obey you. See, it's not a more faith issue, not at all. This has led me to dive into gaining an understanding about the healing power of God. And God opened my eyes to the fact that there are laws that govern healing power. And they're very similar to the laws that govern electricity. Law number one, just because the healing power of God is present does not automatically mean that you're going to be healed. Now, we see this in two very famous stories in the Bible, Luke 5 and Mark 5. These are the stories of the man brought by four and the woman with the issue of blood. Now, both of these stories show us that there were crowds of people involved, there were sick, and there were people healed. But in the end, in both of these stories, only the man who was paralyzed walked out, and only that woman with the issue of blood was healed. Just because the power was present, it did not automatically heal everyone, no more than knowing that electricity is present in my room automatically turns on the light bulb. Law number two, the power can be present and your senses be totally unaware of its presence. Again, same two stories, both show us the power was present to heal, but those others, the room full and the thronging masses, they did not sense that it was. There was no natural sense-driven indicators that we had to tell us that power was available. They didn't see anything, hear anything, smell, taste, or touch the power. Your senses are an unsafe guide in determining if power is available. Same with electricity. You can walk into your home and there be no indications of electricity being present. Can't see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, or touch it, but it is available, isn't it? Because your senses would tell you that it wasn't, which led us to law number three. You must first believe the power is present to even benefit from it. The paralyzed man and his friends believed it. So did the woman with the issue of blood. She believed in the presence of the power. And so did you. When you walked in and you turned on that light switch, when you clicked on the TV or the radio today, you believed in the presence of electricity. Again, with no natural indicators to tell you, you know what? You're a switch-flipping faith giant, aren't you? Well, what about healing power? We got to believe that it's present. How can you? If you can't go by your senses, then how can we know that it's present? Law number four, there's two ways that the power is made present to heal. The number one way that we can know for sure that healing power is present is because of the Word of God. The main way the power of God is made present is through the teaching or preaching or speaking of the Word of God. It's like this. Electrical cords are not the power, but they are the main way that we know that electricity is made available to us. But make no mistake, the cord itself or the wires themselves are not the power. They're not the electricity. Electricity is the power that comes from the main power plant that produces it. Well, same with the Word of God. Man can be the cord in which the power flows, but the Word, that's the electricity coming from the main power plant of God. His words. So don't look at the cord, look at the power. In Luke 5, we see this truth. We know the power to heal was in that room because Luke 5:17, it came to pass on a certain day as he was teaching. And there were Pharisees and the doctors of the law sitting by. They came out of every town of Galilee, Judea, Jerusalem, and the power of the Lord was present to heal them. Jesus was teaching. He was teaching. Jesus was just being a cord in which the power was flowing. Because of the electricity of the word of God was present, it made available the power to heal. The woman with the issue of blood in Mark 5, it starts out simple enough. But it's so powerful when she heard of Jesus. Again, she heard the word. The power was made available through the word because of what she heard. She plugged into the power source of Jesus when she touched the hem of his garment. And so it's very similar to you plugging a cord into a wall outlet. The outlet isn't the power, nor is the cord. But again, we know they play a role in being the delivery system it takes. And our actions in plugging something in, well, that taps into the power that's there. And so we need to realize that the power is available. So it will be with the power of God. You must move to tap into the power. Peter heard the words, come. Water, walk, and power was made available through the spoken word. But to release the power that was there, he had to move and do something. It didn't just lift him out of the boat onto the water. He moved. So did the four crazy friends. So did the woman with the issue of blood. They had to move based off of what they heard. Once the power was made available to them, they plugged in the cord, and that power went through them, and it produced the desired results that they were looking for. Faith without works, it's dead. No connection. So we got to begin to realize the power that's made available to you through the word of God, and you need to allow that to build your faith. And then you've got to allow that faith to move you to action, to plug in and get your faith into contact with his power. And that's going to make you undevourable. God bless you.
Thanks for listening. If you would like more information and resources on how to be undevourable, we invite you to check out our website. Go to www.TwoGuysAndABible.com. That's TWO GuysAndABible.com. You can also contact Don Allen directly for prayer. His email is don@TwoGuysAndABible.com. Telephone is 573-216-1871. That's 573-216-1871.